Hey everyone, this is Shreyas and welcome back to another video. So I'll be covering a budget keyboard and mouse combo in this particular video provided by Antisports. This is the KM580 and this is a budget keyboard mouse combo which you can get at a price point in and around 2000 rupees, which is a great value which is offered by this particular combo, and I'll cover it in detail in my review. I also covered their budget controller which was completely wireless and performed really good for the price point it was offered, called as GP310, and I came out pretty much impressed. Now about this particular peripheral I'll talk in detail more. By the way, I also have the NZXT capsule microphone with myself and I'll be covering it in a detailed review as well in the coming future. So make sure to stay subscribed and turn on notifications if you're interested in that particular review. With that said, this is Shreyas and let's check that out. Now this comes at around 2000 rupees, so which is something of a cheap for both a mouse and a keyboard. Now let me make some things very clear. The keyboard is not mechanical, it is a mecha membrane keyboard. Now that does not take away a lot from the typing experience, and with that I have this mouse over here which actually looks like an ambidextrous mouse, but it has an extra couple of buttons on the side, so I guess you can't be ambidextrous with it until and unless you want to use the functionality of that particular two extra buttons. But with that said, let's get over to the build quality. Now coming to the build quality, I think the build quality is good for the price. It is primarily made out of plastic, the keyboard, but there is a backplate of aluminium which is a thin sheet. It is very nicely pressed onto the chassis of the keyboard, but if you put enough pressure there is a slight deck flex over there, but it does not take away anything from the typing experience, so that was good about it. The mouse is also made out of plastic, but it has a very nice soft touch finish on it which I really liked. But the only thing is that if you have finger oils, they will leave a stain over here which is easily removable, but still that's something you should keep in mind. Now the keys on the keyboard are double shot ABS plastic, which is good. The font over here is legible enough, which is great, and the light does shine through very well, and it has kind of a light ring around it as well, which gives it a bit more glow in the dark. And good thing is that even the secondary characters on symbols are lit up and not printed on white. Now this is a full size keyboard, so it also gets the numpad, and you have light indicators for numpad on, caps lock on and scroll lock on. Apart from that, you get an extra function and a light button key. So the function keys does help with the function buttons assigned above, and they do have volume controls mostly and media controls like play, pause, skip, etc., which do work flawlessly. I had no issues, and it was just a plug and play honestly, which is really great. Apart from that, you have a dedicated light switch. So this does have static lighting in each mode. It's split into regions, mostly 3 or 4 zones. So when I click the light switch, it changes its regions and blends in the color. It's fairly nice, I would say. You do have enough choice, but yeah, there is nothing like individually lit or anything. Also, you do not have brightness controls of the backlighting, but you can switch it off if you want to. Now coming to the mouse, it also has lighting. Now I observed that the lighting changes with the DPI you set it at, but honestly the lighting on the mouse is also very good. There was no problem. It usually has a color cycle, but nothing too flashy or could be annoying for some, so the default light profile is something I'm completely okay with myself. The good part about the mouse is that the cable running out of the mouse is braided, so it is not the thickest braiding, but a good part about that is that you can easily fold it up and it's not as stiff as my Razer keyboard and mouse back there, which is tough to cable manage, to be honest. And both these keyboards and mouse have wires long enough to go at the back of your cabinet, or in my case it was good enough to plug it in behind my monitor in the USB hub. Let's start with the mouse first, okay? So the mouse I think is very good in terms of ergonomics. For my big palms, it was good enough, and my palm got enough rest and I did not have to claw or anything like most other mouse, which is a good thing. Now right click is something I was accidentally hitting every time, maybe because of the curvature on the right side, and I am not personally experienced at all in ambidextrous mice. Now that could be a reason, because it is pretty symmetrical if you look at it from the top, but I'm sure you can get used to it, because even after 3 days or so I got completely used to it. I did not have any misclicks because I'm not used to this particular form factor. The other good part is that you have good enough space to keep your thumb under the left click button without interfering with anything else, and that's something nice. Now coming to the keyboard, the ergonomics, I did not face any particular issues. Now you do have a couple of feet under the keyboard which can put the keyboard at an angle to make it more suitable for typing. Now the typing experience overall was okay because the angle was good enough, even though it is only one level of angle. I think most people won't have a problem at all with it, and the rubber feet are good enough for it not to slide around in your desk, because I really tried. Honestly, these are very well planted on the desk, although the weight isn't as much of the keyboard itself. Now let's come to the functionalities of the mouse. It does have a couple of extra buttons on the right side, which is very similar to the Razer Basilisk I use on a daily basis. So the only shortcuts I could find that could be useful for these particular buttons is to go forward and backward in web browsers, which is useful, to be honest, if you get used to it. But there is no other functionality that you could use in a game or something like that. Apart from that, the scroll wheel is really nice and clicky. So that was really reassuring. You could feel every step you scroll, and even if you go faster, the sound isn't annoying, although you get enough feedback on your hand to understand that you're scrolling through certain levels. The only thing which I did not personally like is that the clicks on the left and right clicking main mouse buttons is a bit too shrill, because if you have a mechanical keyboard, I can understand you going for this particular mouse and the sound being bearable, but because the typing experience and the keyboard is mecha membrane and makes relatively less noise and is mushy, this is a bit too clicky in comparison to the keyboard only. So that was a bit confusing for me, but you might be okay with that because that's something I am not used to because I use a mechanical keyboard. And the other good part about the mouse is that you have a DPI switcher on this, and not just one single switch, which is seen in most mice, which I do not really prefer, but you have a distinct plus and minus button to go up and down levels on the DPI count, which is really great. I really think that this is an essential and all mice should have it. It should not be a rotating DPI rather than a plus and minus adjustment, which you can do. Now coming to the keyboard, as I told you, the function keys are very useful for media control, so that's a plus. And apart from that, the layout and the keys are just standard. Now let's talk about the typing experience. Now this is a mecha membrane keyboard. I am using one after a couple of years almost. The overall experience was really good. I did not have any problem, honestly speaking, but in my particular unit there was one problem, is that the spacebar had a squeaking sound. It did not happen all the time, but in certain angles when you hit the spacebar, it has a squeaking sound. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So that was a bit annoying to me, although I feel that if you remove the spacebar, you can solve that particular problem. But apart from that, the typing experience was good and the letters are easily visible. I did not have any major typos. One thing I want to talk about the keys and the stabilizers in this is that the keyboard by itself, let me just give you a slight sound test. It's very silent and it's really nice. It's not very pleasant to the ears as well. I did not have any problem. But if I just run my fingers over the keys without actuating the keys, it makes more sound than actually clicking the keys. Just hear this. I'm typing right now. But now I'll run my hands over it just. I guess that's something to do with the stabilizers. I'm not sure. It could be something else as well, because the stabilizer in the big keys like the shift, spacebar and backspace are really good. I had almost no wobble on it, and especially at this price it's really commendable, because my personal keyboard has more key wobble than this particular keyboard, and my keyboard costs around 10,000 rupees. So that's something to keep in mind, and I'm really impressed by the stabilization that has been implemented in this particular budget keyboard. Now when you press the keys, you do have a slight bump at the end. Obviously it's not as pronounced as some of the clicky switches or the tactile switches you expect from other renowned switches, but I'm not sure about gaming, because this is something of a personal preference, not just gaming, typing as well. So if you are in the market for a mecha membrane keyboard and you are okay with this particular price point, which I feel is completely justified with whatever is at offer over here, especially because of the mouse and the braided cable on it. The build quality on the keyboard is good. I do appreciate it. The deck flex is very minimal. The keys quality are good, and especially the stabilizers, which are really good. So that's it for the review of the AM580. I'll leave a link of this particular product in the description down below, so if you buy, you can check it out from there. And that's pretty much it for this particular video. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.